This time we create an heliport from scratch in a remote area. We create a folder which initially contains the additional sceneries that we had built previously above an existing airport. I move my scenery to the place where I will locate my new heliport in the middle of nowhere. If we create a scenery in the middle of nowhere, it is quite good to have an heliport in this scenery so that we can land there and use this heliport as a destination in ice plane. I add this helipad found on the internet in the scenery folder because I need an helipad which is designed for high slopes. We create the heliport. We name it. We move all objects into this heliport. The type of the airport is heliport, and when we save this scenery in a word editor, we can see what elements are missing. The label can be either 3D, if there are some 3D objects in the scenery, or 2D, if there are none of them. A word editor helipad is a mandatory element in the heliport scenery. Here we reduce the size of the helipad because we will not need it anymore afterwards. When the scenery becomes an heliport, we can see a little helicopter in the world editor, and it can also be found in the list of destination airports in X-Plane. We can now add a few elements to the heliport, which are not mandatory to have an heliport, but which are nice to have. We add identifying ICAO. We just imagine a code and we give the airport an arbitrary ID. We add here a helipad object which is specially designed for baked slopes because the scenery is intended to be somewhere in the mountains. The key to the success there is to have a large foundation to adapt to the slope. We add a ramp start above the helipad to indicate where the helicopter will start from. Equipment type is mandatory here and is of course helicopters. We will now make the word editor helipad invisible because although we need this helipad, which is mandatory, it will not be seen in the scenery, because what we want to display is the special helipad with its huge adapted foundation. To do so, we make the surface of the helipad transparent and we suppress all its lights. We run X-plane. And we can see that this house is a little bit too much above ground level. So we sink it a little bit into the ground. We reload the scenery in X-plane, and only the scenery, the helicopter for instance, will remain at the same place. So now this house is properly sunk into the ground, and we get our heliport moved in the mountains.